What's going on, YouTubers? It's the Natural Born Thriller, and welcome everyone to National Wrestling Alliance Review, the show from April 21st, 2020, with your NWA Powerrr results. There was only a one-match show. I'll get to who was that one-match show. It was focused all around. But first, your commentators were Joe Galli and Stu Bennett. Your ring announcer was, and I would say interviewer at this point, but not really. He only did ring announcing in a way. Baby, excuse me. Uh, David Marquez. All right. Yeah. So NWA, they haven't done a show for 4 weeks now. Obviously because of this whole pandemic going on. Unfortunate, which is why the the Crockett Cup pay-per-view had to be canceled. Unfortunately, because there's gonna be a lot of things that's gonna be built up for on the show. Obviously, the worst stuff that would build up on the show, leading up to Crockett Cup of 2020. So, unfortunately, like I said, everything has to be has to be canceled. And one though that it was going to, I'm assuming, I don't know if it was going to happen. One though, I'm assuming it was going to be involving Kamille versus Thunder Rosa for the NWA Women's World Championship. So speaking of Kamille, this show surrounded all on Kamille. But before I do, let me just do something here. All right, let's get back to this. So this show focused all around of Kamille, not just with Kamille, but with other things too, which I'm about to get to. So I took a few notes down that I did, and these notes were about before we get to the first match of Kamille, and before we get to Kamille speaking for the very first time on NWA, they go back to how this all began with Kamille. Obviously, it didn't start with Kamille to the 70th anniversary of NWA's of NWA's pay-per-view, I'm going to say, back in 2018. But basically, it all started back in the All In, where Cody, being accompanied by his wife Brandy Rose, to go one-on-one against the NWA World Heavyweight Champion, the National Treasure, Nick Aldis. So Nick Aldis and Rose had their match, with Brandy Rose was involved in the match, costing later on in that match, Nick Aldis to for Cody Rhodes to win the match and become the new NWA World Heavyweight Champion, leading to the next pay-per-view for Nick Aldis to get a rematch against the American Nightmare Cody at the 70th anniversary of pay-per-view for National Wrestling Alliance, where Nick Aldis wanted to hire his own what was it? Trying to remember what. Yeah, insurance policy. So that insurance policy ends up being none other than Kamille. Since Cody Rhodes was going to have Brandy Rose in his corner, why not have Kamille in Nick Aldis's corner? So their match happened, which I haven't seen the match yet, but I heard that the match was good, and I will do a review of it, somewhere down the line. Just like I need to do some other reviews too, when it pertains to New Japan and all that, etc. But anyways, so it was in this pay-per-view between Nick Aldis and Cody Rhodes where the women's got involved in the match, which was a nice play because again, if Randy Rose is going to stick her nose in Nick Aldis' business, then Kamille is allowed to stick her nose into their business too, and that's exactly what happened. In the end, it was Nick Aldis obviously winning back the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. Then it led to with Kamille still being one of Nick Aldis insurance policy, leading up to Ring of Honor's matches, where Nick Aldis defended his NWA World Championship title against the Darewolf, PJ Black, the former what was his name? Justin Gabriel from WWE, who used to be part of Nexus. To WWE failed with him. What are the odds, right? And Kamille got involved in that match where it led to basically she didn't get involved physically. It was her sticking her nose in where it didn't belong, which cost the Darewolf the match of Nick Aldis. Then it led to the Crux Cup from 2019 last year. I haven't seen that yet, but when I get a chance to watch that show too, I'm going to do a review of that one too. And it involved Marty Scurll, the villain Marty Scurll, leader of the Villain Enterprise, and the head booker of Ring of Honor. Marty Scurll goes up against his longtime friend Nick Aldis for the NWA World Championship. And that match, based on how that match was too, with Kamille being involved in the match too as well, where once she was innocent in a way, for those who've seen the match, you know what I'm talking about. And then with her trying to get involved, when Nick Aldis stops her, because Nick Aldis and Marty Scurll it should be just between those two. So in the end, it did lead to Nick Aldis getting the win over Marty Scurll. Then we get to the debut of Powerrr, where Kamille, in the corner of Nick Aldis, who is just still the insurance policy, where Nick Aldis goes up against Tim Storm, where the titles are on the line. Nick Aldis titles on the line, and Tim Storm's final opportunity to get a title shot was also on the line too. Because this is their third time facing each other, if I can remember. Then with Kamille, was a factor of getting close on by Nick Aldis in the match, which it did lead to Tim Storm concern of it taking us out off the ball in a way. But in the end, Nick Aldis ends up beating Tim Storm in the match. And then that's where the whole thing started with Joe Galli trying to talk to Kamille, try to have him speak and everything, and basically accusing of Nick Aldis of saying that he doesn't let Kamille speak. Kamille is not allowed to speak unless Nick Aldis say that she could speak. And they show a lot of it too as well, where it pertains to that whole situation, that whole video package and everything about Kamille and Nick Aldis being together, and with Joe Galli there and everything, and then and even when there's not a Joe Galli there, where it pertains to Kamille not speaking and everything. And finally, we get to and that video package 2 also involved Tim Storm. And then we get to the whole thing where Into the Fire, where it wasn't about Kamille, but the reason why I brought this up because they start talking more about Nick Aldis. And as a matter of fact, Nick Aldis was in this more than and talked more about it in this one than Kamille was until the end. Kamille, they start talking more about Kamille at the end, but at the same time they also had to factor in Nick Aldis, because he is the national treasure and he is the top guy. He is the champion of NWA. But Into the Fire is led to where Nick Aldis retains against James Storm, and Marty Scurll makes his debut there, and then we get to a whole thing where Strictly Business was formed with Kamille, the wild cards, Tom Latimer and Royce Isaacs, and obviously the leader of Strictly Business, the NWA World Champion, Nick Aldis, and Kamille being alongside with them. Then we get to Thunder Rosa versus Molina. Remember that match? It wasn't really a match, but that was the main event anyways of that show. And then Molina got confronted by Allison Kay. Allison Kay goes after Molina in the ring. All of a sudden, Kamille comes out of nowhere and takes her down with a spear. And Kamille and Thunder Rosa have a stare down. And I could be wrong again, but I believe that was supposed to be the match for Crockett Cup 2020, if this whole pandemic has never happened. So we'll never know. But it looks like they're building this up to it, though. You know, not to obviously not to Crockett Cup because that's been canceled, obviously. But they're still building this up to you know, whenever this is going to happen between Kamille to go after the NWA Women's World Champion and Thunder Rosa. We'll see. They talk about how Super Powerrr is going to be debuting on May. Now I don't know if they did this during the time where there were still fans there, or they're doing it where there are no fans there, and they started taping shows during that time. You know, when you know, we'll see. We'll see how it turns out though. Then we get to the match. We finally get to the match between Kamille versus Mandy Max. Never heard of Mandy Max, but what I've seen her, not much. I didn't see much of her in the match, really. I mean, she did get some offense in the match, but this match was basically always just to showcase Kamille, and obviously Kamille won the match. But I've seen Mandy Max. I want to see more of her, and we'll see if there was more of her, and there was on YouTube, and we'll take a look at that to see how what she's about to know. So obviously in the end, Kamille wins the match, and then Kamille, the whole thing where Kamille is going to speak for the very first time. I thought she was going to go to David Marquez, but instead she wants to leave. And then Joe Galli, Joe Guy, he's starving, he's thirsty, he's stingy, no, I won't say stingy. What's another word? He's fiending, to try to get some words out of Kamille. You gonna say something now? You gonna speak now? It's your time to speak now. Kamille, she look like she was going to speak, but she didn't. Obviously, she didn't speak. Instead, she had Joe Guy back away, basically scaring him, and like good for his ass, because when she should be talking. I mean she shouldn't speak unless she does speaking. When it's her time to speak, when she wants to speak. Not have Joe Galli say, "Oh wait, Kamille, you gotta speak. You gotta speak." So Kamille, finally, after the show was over, we get to at her place. She's got a new hair color. I can't remember what it was. It was pink, violet, whatever it was. Basically, she's got a new hair look. So finally, Kamille gets to speak. And as she was speaking, she's sitting down at her house, her home, or mansion, whichever it prefers. She's talking, but we don't see her talking. Instead, it's more of a voiceover, because she's just sitting there and not moving her lips. Basically, she talks about running down of her whole life, where it comes to her playing softball, playing football, not real football, by the way. It's one of those lingerie football games that she's in, or in the way, or bikini footballs, because it wasn't lingerie that she was wearing. But if you have seen, I know that type of football that the ladies play, when it tends to attract men and everything. But at the same time, if you don't know about that one, just to let you know, it's that type of a football game where men are or get a boner when they see something like that. And Kamille was in those type of football games. But yeah, she had a football career, a softball career. She explains details of it too as well, what pertains to this whole thing. And then when she finally got the call from Nick Aldis to be part of the 70th anniversary show of National Wrestling Alliance, and again we're gonna talk about Nick Aldis again, and it's and pertains to Nick Aldis having his own insurance policy in Kamille. And then finally they wrap it up by saying Kamille is basically saying, she talks whenever she wants to talk. She's not gonna talk for Nick Aldis. She's not gonna talk for. She didn't say actually she didn't say by names, but I'm just saying. She basically said that she doesn't talk for anyone but her. She doesn't talk for no one but for herself. She'll do the talking whenever she feels like she wants to talk, and that's the type of a good reason why Kamille hasn't been talking all this time. Because you'll all we hear is from Joe Galli, yo, you got something to say, blah, 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 you know, that, because it's really getting annoying when someone like Joe Galli, and obviously, yo, it's playing a role, playing a character and everything, but still, you know, it's all part of the show, it's all part of the story, but still, but when you see that it does get you annoying, you know, that someone's trying to you know, have Kamille try to talk when she doesn't feel like she wants to talk. When she wants to talk, she will talk when she's good and ready. And she was. And then she ends it by saying, she's here to end everyone in the division. Now, I try to remember how she said it. She said, I'm here to end you. Something like that. I'm here to end you. But basically, what pertains to the division. But it wasn't clear what division she was talking about. But at the same time. And basically, they did show Kamille this time, and she moved her lips. This time, she was actually talking. And that was it for the show. That's how the show ended. So yeah. So the show itself, I thought it was decent. It did a lot of backgrounds and all that. It did a lot of stories. It had a lot of stories in there. It had a lot of you know, intense story, a lot of story drama involved. You have a match, obviously. Even though it was squash. You have interviews and all that. It was all you asked for. And NWA, they know for this too for years in the past, and I thought that was good. So yeah, for that, I'm gonna give the show. A 6 out of 10, and I was very intrigued of the show. In fact, 6.5 out of 10. I thought it was a good decent show. And that being said, thank you all for watching. For It's the Natural Born Driller saying peace on the streets. For this was your National Wrestling Alliance review, where it tends to give you NWA Powerrr results from April 21st, 2020. Until next time, folks. Hopefully there will be next time. You know, for NWA Powerrr or Super Powerrr, and then pertains to reviews as well. Pertains to the 70th anniversary show, the Crockett Cup of 2020. I mean, 2019. I meant to say, excuse me. And there's also other shows too. I wanted to do review as well for NWA past pay-per-views that happen, you know, in the current in the current era. So, but yeah, there you go. So you all stay well, stay safe, stay you know, take care of yourselves for potential this whole pandemic of the CV player. You know, CV player. Just saying. Yeah, I'm still making that thing. So yeah, so that being said, I'm out. Take care. Ta-ta for now.